Hi, my name is Basillia and this is Story Time with Butterkist. And guess what? I have the best story. So, are you ready to hear it? All right, let's go. So this one is called The Adventures of Mannersville Valley. I'm excited. I hope you are too. So let's go. Once upon a time in a beautiful forest, there lived two little girls named Bria and Bella who lived with their mom and dad. Bria and Bella loved to play. How many of you love to play? You love to play? I love to play too. They enjoyed playing with butterflies, singing with the birds, and playing hide and seek behind the huge mahogany trees. But there was a part of the forest that they've never played in before because their mom and dad told them that unless they are sure that they know how to use the words please, thank you, and excuse me, they should not go to that side of the land. That part of the forest was called Mannersville Valley, which had the most beautiful flowers ever seen. Fluffy grass and little waterfalls. Have you ever seen a waterfall? Yes, little waterfalls where children could play and have a grand time. But guess what? Only a few people have ever been to Mannersville Valley. And oh, the joy that filled their faces when they spoke about their experiences. Bria and Bella were curious, and they really wanted to experience a side of the forest that they've never been before. And so, on a daily basis, they practiced using those words with each other, with their friends, with their neighbors, and their parents. Now, what did I say those words were? Please, thank you, and excuse me. And I want you to say it with me. All right, are you ready? Please, thank you, and excuse me. So one day, Bria and Bella were playing in their backyard treehouse. Bria said to Bella, I think we're ready to go to Mannersville Valley because we know how to use our words correctly. And so they ran to their mom and dad and told them about the adventure that they wanted to go on. With a huge smile on their faces, their parents asked, Are you sure you know how to use the words please, thank you, and excuse me? And without hesitation, both girls said, Yes, Mommy, I know how to use those words. But first, before they went on their adventure, they had to pack their lunches, their snacks, their juices, and everything else that they would want to play with so that they can carry along on their journey. So as they were about to leave, their mom shouted to them, Have fun! Remember, if you don't use your words correctly, you won't be let in Mannersville Valley, and you will have to come back home. All right? But if you do, a beautiful playground awaits you. The girls were excited. Yeah. Give me a little excitement. Excited! And they started on their journey just before midday. As they skipped and laughed on their way to Mannersville Valley, all they could think of was the adventure that awaited them. As long as they remembered how to use the words please, thank you, and excuse me. Now, after a few minutes, they were there. Mannersville Valley had a huge sign made out of flowers which said, If you use please, thank you, and excuse me the right way, you will be allowed to come in and play. The girls were excited and they walked up to the gate. But guess what? The gate seemed to be locked. Bria, who was the older of the two, shouted, "Anybody home?" Then, out of nowhere, a voice said, "Ho, ho, ho, ho! Yes, we are here. Your adventure awaits. Now, what's the word you must use to open Mannersville gates? Is it, excuse me, open the gate? Thank you, open the gate? Or, please, open the gate?" Which word do you think they should use? Please, thank you, or excuse me? Yes, you're right. The girls shouted, "Please open the gate!" And to the sound of the most beautiful music, the gates began to open. Bria and Bella screamed with excitement and they ran in. But soon, they met upon another gate, which read, "You got the first one correct, but now this gate remained closed. You said please and it was done. Now what should you say to go and experience the fun?" The girls looked at each other, confused. And then they said, "But we said please." Then a loud voice said, "Yes, you did. And now you've gotten what you asked for. What do you say? Do you say, excuse me, thank you, or please again?" The girls looked at each other. "Oh," they said, "we say thank you." Then the second gate opened wide, wide, wide. The girls ran in and they started to look around. They started to scream as they could see the waterfalls in the distance. As they got closer though, they noticed that two trees were talking and standing in their way. They ran up to them and tried to, squeeze past, but there was not enough space. Then Bella said to Bria, "I know, let's use one of our words. Do we say please, thank you, or excuse me for them to give us way? What do you think? Do they say please? Do they say thank you, or do they say excuse me?" Then both girls shouted, "Excuse me!" Now with huge smiles on their faces, the trees turned to the girls and said, "You've said please and thank you too. You've also said excuse me. Yes, both of you. That's the correct way. We do what's right. You have manners. You're very polite." Then the trees moved out of their way and said, "Welcome to Mannersville Valley. You deserve to be here. Come, let's make you happy." With smiles on their faces, Bria and Bella ran in and had a wonderful time playing all afternoon, all because they used their manners. Make sure that you remember to use them too. The end. And that was Storytime with Butterkist. Make sure you leave me a comment below to let me know if I had the best story. I am Basillia Barnaby Cuff.